You know what? You know what?
Shocking.
You know what? Let's just start it off. This is from Rita Panay. She is rather spicy. She posted this before and after Politico. Check this out. Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinfo. Dozens of former intel officers say. Okay. What's the date on that? What's the date? Oh, it doesn't even have a date. All right. Well, this is before the election
Before the
because
election. That's
I
the
remember
important
reading
piece.
this and going, "Come on." And then this is just yesterday, maybe. Justice Department's interest in Hunter Biden's covered more than taxes. You mean he could actually be corrupt? Oh,
You think? I actually saw a clip right before we came on air of someone on MSNBC, like right before the second debate, explaining to the audience how Trump is probably going to bring up Hunter Biden's laptop, but our people tell us that this is Russian disinformation.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, what? Like, I don't even know. Like, this is such a crazy problem though, because we now know that Twitter, Facebook, basically all big tech covered for Biden and well, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Like, what? Like, how do you even function? Like, how do you create a functional society in this environment? I just don't understand.
You're right.
Is Twitter going to ban itself now? I mean,
no, but Facebook's getting canned. You saw that, right?
I did see that. I saw something about that.
The government is suing Facebook. Yeah, if you don't know about this, the government's trying to break up. They're trying to force them to sell Instagram and sell WhatsApp because they have too much power. They're also saying, "Look, Facebook, you're buying out your competitors. You're basically making it impossible for anyone to even compete with you. That is literally a monopoly. You can't have that." My goodness.
See, the problem is though.
Let's stay on Hunter. Let's stay on Hunter.
Okay, we're focusing. Okay.
I want to, because we're gonna, just keep it on Hunter. So
we're focusing.
I want to talk about you mentioned that the big tech, right? They basically were covering for Biden, and that's basically like, look at this. This nails it. This is from Fox News. Liberal media snuffed out Hunter Biden coverage until after election to help defeat Trump. I mean, critics say it. I say it. You just said it.
Well, and ironically, even CNN says it, because now we have the Project Veritas tapes of all their 9 a.m. meetings.
I was just about to bring up Project Veritas as well.
They purposefully did this. They lied to the American people. They negated their basically their only GD responsibility, which is to tell the truth. The media has one job, and that is to tell you what is going on in the world, and they purposefully negated their primary responsibility.
Yep, exactly. And they admitted it to each other. They were talking about, we can't do this because it's unfounded. It's all this and it's all that. And, the last time that there was a terrible transition, 9/11 happened. And so it's like, so what exactly are they saying? They're saying that because if they release this tape, they're not even denying it. This is the crazy thing. Throughout all the conversations that you listen to between these executives over at CNN, they're not even saying it's not real. It's not it's unfounded. It's, we can't do this because it'll ruin the whole narrative. Essentially, it'll create turmoil. And like, okay, so what? Let it slide? Really? Let Joe Biden, get nothing but positive press, even though he's clearly linked to some negative things?
Because they don't care. They don't care. This is no longer about an honest. I mean, it hasn't been about an honest press for a really long time. Like, let's be honest. This is about the press is the propaganda arm of the Democratic Party. That is all they are. That is their.
You know what? This is a good look. We could talk about Hunter Biden, right? I mean, there is just so much stuff. I don't want to talk about Hunter Biden. I'll be honest. I
have seared memories of photos I've seen of Hunter Biden in my brain that I can never unsee. Adam, I can never unsee them.
Trust me, I know, especially knowing who's in those pictures and what he did
and what their feet were doing.
We're not going to get into it. We're not going to get into it, or the fact that they might have been related in some of the pictures. Gross. I want to talk about the censorship and how the media is the strong arm of these people that are trying to shove this stuff down our throat. And you know what? This is where it started. This is a fact check. Check your fact All right. Fact check. Did Barack Obama sign a law that allows the media to purposefully lie to the American people? Verdict: false. The reference law, the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, does that sound familiar? What is that? Who's bringing that up a lot? Yeah, the president right now is bringing that up because Section 230, which is in here. But we'll talk about it. And I'll actually show you Section 230 in this because I have it pulled up. Fact check. The claim that Obama signed a law making it perfectly legal for the media to purposefully lie to the American people, right off the bat, that specific part in quotes, perfectly legal, whatever that means, legal versus perfectly legal, for the media to purposefully lie to the American people. Look, see, it's semantics. They play this semantics game, all of these fact-checking sites. But I'm going to break this down for you. And actually, look at this. Even AP did the same thing. Former President Barack Obama signed a law in 2012 allowing government propaganda in the U.S. and making it perfect. Again, with this in quotes, they use the same line because they're covering their butts. Perfectly legal for the media to purposefully lie to the American people. AP's assessment, false. In 2013, Obama signed legislation that changed the U.S. Information and Education Exchange Act of 1948, also known as the Smith-Mundt Act, the amendment that made it possible for some materials created by the U.S. Agency for Global Media, the nation's foreign broadcasting agency, to be disseminated in the United States. That is literally breaking. They're proving themselves wrong right here. So false. Let me explain why it's actually true. No joke. I actually didn't catch this before until I just read it because I saw that they labeled it false. I'm like, great, AP, I got you too. But they literally said, actually, no, he signed it in this act that says they can do exactly what they said they couldn't. All right, I want to check this out. Look, this is the Smith-Mundt Act that everyone talks about, okay? And it is the U.S. Information Education Exchange Act of 1948, all right? And it was altered in during the Cold War in the 80s, the Cuba Act, and there's a couple other things that were changed. But in 2012, all right, this one actually, let me see if I could pull this into the actual Congress webpage. Is this it? No, hold on. I don't know if I could pull up the actual webpage, but that's fine because look, this is the National Defense Authorization Act for 2013. This is the one that they're saying this is actually what Obama signed. Okay, he didn't actually sign this Smith-Mundt Act of 2012. That actually didn't get ratified. It's true. The bill by itself didn't actually go and become passed. And that's fine. By itself, it didn't pass. But what they did was
they snuck it in there.
Yep, this is the full National Defense Authorization Act for the fiscal year of 2013. Look at how many sections there are. And look, we scrolled right past Section 230. Let me see. Section 230. Look how short it is. Oh, no, this isn't. That's not the one that it involves the whole internet protection thing. But look at how many sections there are. All these sections are a little bit different and have something to do with everything else. Where is it? 178. Here it is. Right in the middle. Look, we're halfway down. All right, right in here. Where did my mouse go? Look, there is how many? 3,517 sections in this, okay? Section 1078 revises the provisions of the United States Information and Education Act of 1948, authorizing the Secretary of State and Broadcasting Board of the Governors to provide for the preparation and dissemination of information intended for foreign audiences abroad about the United States. Look, I've read this many times, all right? And this is literally the Smith-Mundt Act of 2012 that they were trying to pass on its own that didn't pass. But what they did was they slipped it into this bill, and I've talked about this bill on the show before. And what this is we had what we told the American public, the news media rather, told the American public, and what they told the rest of the world. Okay, like World War II, 1948. We wanted to make sure that what we were telling the rest of the world, what we kept to the American public, we told the American public the real truth and told the rest of the world whatever we wanted, because it was propaganda world all the way through the Cold War. All right. And then all of a sudden, they were finding it very difficult to control the American public. Why? Because the internet, because of the interwebs. Now, what we were being told, we were cross-referencing with our people and everyone else online. Like you and I, we're communicating, Carlin, right? Like we cross-reference our information.
For ourselves and have conversations and read things, as it turns out.
In 2012, they were like, man, we're having a harder and harder time. We got to pass this. Well, it didn't get ratified. So they snuck it in to, what is this? The National Defense Authorization Act. National Defense.
Sneaky.
By the way, inside the National Defense Act, let's make it so that we can use this propaganda that we're sending across the world to American citizens. So this fact check, let's go back to this fact check. Let's just read it again, shall we? Did Barack Obama sign a law that allows the media to purposely lie to the American people?
I don't know. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. It was called the National Defense Act. Yeah. That's what they called it. That it's not purposefully lie, it's unknowingly, because the people who are deciding what other people say, look, they're not the ones telling the American people. We could play this semantics game all day long. Hey, Carlin, tell the people a lie. All right. I'm not telling the people a lie. You're going to be doing it. You're not purposefully lying to the American public because you don't know if it's a lie or not, because you're brainwashed. Granted, I'm using you in this
that's okay.
brutal example, Carlin, but
someone's gonna clip that, Adam. I swear to God, someone's gonna clip that. I'm gonna regret that.
No, it's cool. I had the fact check video up, so if they clip it, it's gonna be like the fact check
false.
Fact check false. But this is crazy, though. This is the world that we live in. We have. China spent millions of dollars over the past 6 months to alter our media, what the media says. So not only can any company in America spend money to tell American citizens whatever they want via the media, China has been doing it. China literally spent millions and millions of dollars pumping into our media system to influence our elections, our brainwaves, certainly. This kind of stuff is what scares me. And it started with the National Defense Act. Mm-hmm. Now, everyone's getting all this, they're, panties in a bunch because of Section 230. They're protecting Facebook. They're protecting Twitter. Even though clearly they're publishers, as though they like to deny it, they clearly are, because they're choosing now.
They have literal editorial guidelines. That's publisher. If you have editorial guidelines, spoiler, you're a publisher. That's what editorial guidelines are.
Thank you. Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're publishing. They're choosing what's out there. Section 230 shouldn't protect them anymore then, if that's what they're doing. But it's like it's this semantic system that they're trying to do. Yeah. They're trying to live in this weird, threading this line between like the truth and the lie, because semantically they're like, I technically I didn't lie. I technically didn't tell the truth. They're all politicians.
And you know what? Honestly, like I would actually have no problem. I know Trump's trying to get 230 repealed. I don't think Section 230 needs to be repealed. I think it needs to be enforced, because there are platforms. Look at something like Parler. Parler is not pulling this crap. Parler is letting people say what they think. And that's how it should be. That's how Twitter should work. That's how Facebook should work. So far as I'm concerned, they should become like utilities where you basically can't kick people off of them unless they're breaking the flipping law.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand why people need to get upset what other people are saying. Just ban them or block them.
Block them.
Not ban them. Just block them. Yeah. Mute them. Block them. You never see them again. Who cares?
Or retweet them and make fun of them. I mean, that's fine too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the thing is that I'm like, the more I spend time in this world, it's like I used to look at the right and think that they were all a bunch of like crazy people who were just like, you know, they wanted to like relive the glory days of like the Revolutionary War and all this stuff. But it's actually true. It's like I feel like
Yeah.
I'm among this band of misfits that sees what's going on, that can see all this stuff that you're seeing, that you're talking about, and that want to do something about it and just want to protect our ability to live our lives the way that we want to, and to have people leave us alone and not interfere in our business. And it's like you're in this small little cohort of like, I'll call them patriots, even though I think that's kind of cheesy, and everyone else around you doesn't know what's going on.
Yep.
And it's like I start to feel like I'm in crazy land, and I'm trying to explain these things to people and no one wants to hear it. They just want to pretend that none of this is happening. Well, it's going to bite everyone at some point. That's what people don't understand about this stuff, is it might not affect you today, but it is going to at some point. You literally will not be able to escape this.